Hello, Professor. Today I would like to represent my group and present the final report for the Technology and Innovation Management course. Our topic today is facilitating energy transition opportunities under the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. And here is the list of our group. Firstly, we actually take this topic from a paper. So the abstract of the paper talk about firstly a strong base in the cluster of innovative technology is expected, and they have been spread out of distance meeting and learning, massive home office use, and the growing popularity of e-shopping, the rise in e-socializing related to identifying the data transmission as 5G and considering 6G, urban and sanitary reforms, and remote robotic health monitoring and event treatment, related preference to shortening the commuting, intelligent traffic control, strengthening to favor self-driving autonomous vehicles, advanced digital manufacturing challenging remote and distant production operating, and remote construction, building as remote drilling, automatic waste management, application of novel ways for deliveries, as for example the drone. Each of them is having some pros and cons related to energy consumptions. Other beneficial features able to offset its own energy consumption and the rebound effects of increasing demands. The pandemic and energy sector. Pandemic caused by COVID-19 spread out to most countries around the world. However, the most decisive is going to be post-pandemic development. This is likely to shape the energy sector for some time and present both the challenge but also the opportunities. The Nelson Company has created a global lens through which to analyze the trends and identify ways to prioritizing what needs to get done. So the new normality is going to be influenced by a new experience, new discoveries, and new opportunity. And so what does it mean for the energy sector? The life after the pandemic, it means the increased demand for plastic and consequently more energy for their production, logistics, and disposal. So related to that have been more stress paid to hygiene, which means more antiseptic and disinfection with against means more energy and consequently waste effluence. And the third is there are serious early indications about changes in the energy supply industry, which can accelerate the transition from fossil fuel to renewable. The energy research. The other associated issue related to energy supply and security. New opportunity and emerging developments. The new opportunities and emerging developments. You can see here firstly the spread out of distant meeting and learning, the massive home office, the growth popularity of e-shopping, the rise in e-socializing. Related to this, intensifying the data transmission as 5G, the urban and sanitary reforms, remote and robotic health monitoring and event treatment are related reference to shortening the commuting, intelligent traffic control, strengthening to favor self-driving, autonomous vehicle. advanced digital manufacturing, challenging remote and distance production, operating and also remote construction and building as remote building, advanced and possible personalized waste management collection and treatment, application of novel waste for deliveries as for example drones and advancing delivery apps, promotion of renewable energy, setting up a post-COVID-19 supply chain and industrial Internet of Things. You can see here in the figure number 1, the source of energy consumption of digitalization and IoT. The source of energy consumption is in the middle, and you can see the data center, the absence of digital technology, the machine-to-machine communication, embodied energy mining, manufacturing, transporting. The advantages of digitalization and IoT are generally known. However, the long-term sustainability depending on energy, security, and privacy. And the figure 2, the demands of long-term sustainable development. You can see here in comparison to, the various human activities compared with the AI model training. The training on AI model is very high and the other activities very low here. The figure number 3, the global mobile data traffic outlook adapted from Ericsson Mobility Report and we can see the traffic generated by fixed wireless SAS FWA service is excluded. And you can see the 5G. The 5G has increased very fast, and the trend of 5G development considering the COVID-19 impacts. The correspond depends on the anticipation of pandemic control. Here in the figure number 4, the exploitation of smartphone. The user appreciated the help of ICT with a loss of with various tasks supporting their daily lives during the COVID-19 pandemic. Based on smartphone user within age 15 to 69 who claim their daily life has been highly impacted by the lockdown restriction like Brazil, China, France, Germany, India, Italy, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, the UK, and the USA. And the improving here shown in the figure number 4. The figure number 5, the trend in global data center energy use rivals relative change of 2018-2010. The dotted line shows the change trend, and however they are not necessarily linear in practice. Data source is monoset, and you can see here in figure number 5. The figure number 6 is the wave of innovation through industrial history and into the future. You can see here the first wave is iron mechanization, the textile commerce. The second wave, the steam power, railroad, steel, cotton. And after the wave number 6 is the trigger by COVID-19. And renewable energy is the first. And next is sustainability, lithium batteries, electromobility, industrial ecology, smart city, circular economy, biophilic urbanism, hydrogen, or for industry. So what are possible ways ahead? New emerging options and opportunity for energy saving and making the generation, distribution, and usage more efficient become a crucial issue, and the research in this direction should be encouraged and facilitated. The economic disruption have been facilitating faster changes and stronger creativity. Innovation meets both cultural and material requirements for the acceleration. The old and traditional structure preventing income of novel technology are weakening. Our economy has been collapsing, and a novel cluster of the innovation are being the core of a novel emerging economy. So what are the possible ways ahead? With the next thing is the first wave was driven by the employing the power of water, and the steam power was the second wave. Coal and electricity brought the third wave, the fourth exploiting oil and gas, and the fifth wave was triggered by digital transformation. It is the opportunity that the humans are recently at the start of the sixth immense wave of innovation driven by renewable energy combined with e-mobility, e-activities, and e-service, smart city technology, and a number of activities listed, including hydrogen energy. This wave has been strongly initiated by the pandemics. It is interesting to see that the new wave are, in most cases, coincided in some crisis or critical situation where the society has been mobilizing on the possible researches strong to overcome. So the call to the renewable transition take off. The traditional S-curve growth exhibited by disruptive technology are often cited when game-changing consumer devices such as smartphones take over market and rapidly push older product out. It is just as valid to describe how wind turbine and solar PV generation. This S-curve is marked by several key phases in the way new technology gain market share, slowly at first, then with increasing speed at adoption broaden and is become dominant, then slowing again and the market matures. They believe that the renewable driven transition in the U.S. electric power sector has entered a steep upward slope at the center of this S-curve growth. First, the scale of wind and solar energy announced by a broadening array of big power generation companies has surged in the past year. Second, that growth has been paired with a doubling also in the past year in the amount of coal-fired capacity set of those from 2021 through 2030, based on company announcement and regulatory filing tracked by IEEFA. So you can see here the renewable driven transition of U.S. power sector closely resemble the S-curve growth shown by disruptive technology. Now, after 2 decades of wind and utility scale, solar gaining market share, IEEFA believes a period of truly rapid growth is about to begin. Here you can see the time and the market share and the S-curve here. From 2001 to 2022, it is estimated as follows. The prediction of 2020 to 2030, the coming decade of renewable growth, coal retirements. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, wind and solar generation was driven by record-setting levels of new capacity installed during last year. Almost 14 gigawatts of utility-scale solar and 5 gigawatts of rooftop solar was also installed, and 16.9 gigawatts of wind and 1 gigawatt of battery storage, also a record, were added to the grid in 2020. The solar current estimates show 69 gigawatts of new capacity already under development, in the expectation that 324 gigawatts of capacity could be built by 2030. And with the wind, 34.7 gigawatts of new capacity is in the near-term development pipeline, with half already under construction. So the data combined by IEEFA show that the amount of coal-fired capacity scheduled for retirement by 2030 has more than doubled in the past year. The coal-fired electric generation capacity peaked the United States at 317.6 gigawatt in 2011. By the end of 2020, it has fallen to 218 gigawatt. It is a 31 decline. Another 75.5 gigawatt is currently scheduled to retire or convert to gas from 2021 through 2030, which will leave less than half of the 2011 capacity still operating. The figure here, and it is from Electric Power Monthly. So in conclusion, the way ahead demands a continuous analysis of all novel emerging energy-related opportunities and the careful balances of energy saving and energy increase in demand. However, in the started incentive development, the energy efficiency has been in most directions increasing. One issue becomes more and more evident that the largest energy carrier in the period ahead is going to be electrical power. The final adjustment through the qualified by GHG energy and the other environment footprint, it becomes more and more obvious that a decisive issue will be how green the electrical power is going to be. So, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.